Yes, people, welcome back to 1894 for a brand new transfer video. We're coming towards the end of the transfer window for January, but we are still linked with a couple of players. I don't know how concrete these are, but it's still quite exciting to be linked with some big names, and in fairness, they are kind of names that you would expect Pep to be interested in. And the focus of our conversation today is Juventus and Argentina's Paulo Dybala. Now, Dybala is someone who I think it's fair to say, Joe, you'll agree with me, he's had a very much up and down career. You know, he'd pop up and have a brilliant purple patch for a couple of months, and everyone would go, Dybala's sick. Then he'd go missing for a while, and then of course there was the conversation suggesting that he just didn't suit playing with Ronaldo. And when Ronaldo came to Juventus, it really hindered Paulo Dybala's development and growth. But nevertheless, he is still a very, very talented player. He's accomplished quite a bit in the time he's been around. I think he started off at, was it Palermo or somewhere like that, then got his move to Juve. Anyways, George Smith from Manchester Evening News says Pep Guardiola demands Paulo Dybala signing and more Man City transfer news. And then, of course, there was the tweet up on our official Twitter account. We're going to pop up on the screen now. Man City have joined the race to sign Paulo Dybala with an offer of €10 million a year until 2027, and that is from Gazzetta Italia. Now, how reliable these are, I do not know. George Smith, who works for Manchester Evening News, obviously he's a Man City correspondent, so he must know his stuff, or else he's getting it from Gazzetta Italia, who are a massive sports, media outlet in Italy, who would know their stuff as well. Or is it just Dybala's agent looking to get more money off Juventus and whatnot? Joe, what do you think about this whole thing? He is very much a Pep player, I think, Dybala. Pep, I can see why Pep would be interested.
He's a Pep player at the moment because we play false nine, so he perfectly suits the current system, and he'll be at his cheapest right now, considering he's off a couple of down years. Like you said, with Ronaldo, is in terms of his output, his goals and assists, it was probably at one of his career lows with Ronaldo, let's be honest, because Ronaldo becomes the main man, he doesn't. And, Italy just doesn't get the limelight, so he hasn't really popped back up just yet. I think he's older than people think. I think, he could be about 27. Maybe I'm mistaken on that. I know his contract's up in the summer, so he shouldn't be too expensive. I mean, a low chance of it happening. That's been the theme of January, really. These, potential deals, just a very low chance, but not impossible. Weirder things have happened. I just think, again, it's just a case of the agent just wants to try and get more money for his client. I think that's, simple. I think he wants to stay in Juventus because it's an easy life for him. I don't think he wants to test himself in the Premier League. I think he knows he can hack it in Italy, and I don't think he wants to change that.
I've just got him up on here on the Transfermarkt website, it's pretty interesting because you get a fair amount of in-detail stats about the guy. If you're ever looking to read about a player, this website's pretty good. He's 28. I know you said he's 27. He's 28. This season in the Serie A, he has performed slightly better than he has done in previous years. That's probably down to the fact that Ronaldo is no longer at the club. In the Serie A, he's made 17 appearances already this season. When you compare that to last season, he only made 20 entirely, and he scored 7 goals and 3 assists. In the Champions League, he's played 4 games, scoring 3 goals and getting 1 assist. That's not bad stats now for an attacking midfielder. He's played twice as a centre forward this season for Juventus, 18 times as an attacking midfielder, so that's obviously his natural, most comfortable position. We don't really play an attacking midfielder as such, though, do we? We kind of play 2 attacking midfielders who also essentially plays 2 8s because they kind of go from box to box, really. Very high intensity game we play, and he's played once as just a centre mid. But I think, the talk of 10 million a year until 2027, I don't know if I believe that altogether. I think if this deal was to happen, it would be very similar to the João Felix conversation we had quite a while ago. It would be very much on the basis that we cannot get a proper striker. I know we've just signed Julian Alvarez. I think at the time of recording the announcement from the club is due in the next few hours. So this would be very much. I don't know if he'd start for us with Dybala, Joe. What do you think of that one, actually? Would he even get in our team, particularly with the setup we play, or would he just come in as a false 9 and compete with the likes of Julian Alvarez for position, or whoever else we bring in? I'm not sure I buy into this 100% just yet.
No, neither, to be honest. I think he would be coming off the bench, at least at first. Anyway, I think he'd have a similar integration as Grealish, where he doesn't start the games, he has to work his way into the team. And as we know, Pep Guardiola and attackers, they take a year to get going, and considering he's 28, he'll be 29 by the time he gets going. So it's just not, I don't think it's really worth it either. Really, of course, if it were to happen, the unlikely situation where it does happen, of course, you back the player. You always back the player. I just don't think it's worth it. I think the club realise it's not worth it. Again, I think it's just a tactic for him to get more money off Juventus. And look, it works more often than not. So I can understand where they're trying it. I know he can play off the right as well, but we've got such an amount of wingers. We do not need any more. We could probably do with maybe getting rid of one at some point. Just the nature of how we play. And I think, why buy Alvarez? Why buy into this project, this young up-and-coming player who can play, in similar positions to Dybala, and then just go and fork out for someone like Dybala? I don't see it happening. I can understand in terms of his play style, how he'd fit, but no, I just don't see it.
Also, a contract until 2027 would take Dybala up to about 33, 34 years old at City. I just don't believe that at all for a second. I really don't. I mean, if you look at the not the stalling, but the pace in which, and I suppose how close they monitor player contract situations, and how long it takes to get contract negotiations over the line, even just with extending contracts, like De Bruyne and Sterling at the minute, and Foden and Sterling have been speaking with the club for months about this thing. So City put a lot of thought into this. I can't see Pep or City willing to bring in a 28-year-old and have him till he's 33, 34. If you want my honest opinion, people, I'm a man of principle. I'm a man of honesty. I don't see this one happening. I think Gazzetta Italia have been fed some crap from Dybala's agent in order to get Juve to offer him a new contract with a bigger pay package. They've obviously just signed Vlahovic. They've signed Zakaria as well. They are team building, and with the amount of games Dybala's playing, and his stats are pretty good, to be fair to him so far this season, I'm sure he's happy to stay there and be part of whatever's coming along. Joe, your final word, is this happening, yes or no?
No. We reiterate this. I think it's just, why would he? I don't think he would. I don't think he wants to. I think he realises that he's become the man again after Ronaldo's left. So I don't see him leaving Juventus anytime soon.
There you go, people. Leave your comments down below as well. It's a strange one. We're linked with players all the time. He's a good player, Dybala, but I just don't think City is the place for him right now. I don't think City are legitimately interested in him, even though George Smith from Manchester Evening News is saying the Pep demands him. I think that's probably a quote from Dybala's agent. Listen, leave your comments down below. Do you like Dybala? Could you ever see him coming to City? Myself and Joe don't think that's going to happen, but listen, crazy things have happened. If you would do us a massive favour and leave a like on this video, it would really mean the world to us. It helps us. It helps the community grow bigger, which is what we're trying to do. And of course, subscribe if you're new yourself. Good night, God bless, and we'll see you very, very soon.